They're doing all of it. They're just trying to look as deeply into it as they can. Apparently, one of the guys that he has working for him is a doctorate student at LSU, and they're using all the resources of the university to put together a lot of these tests.
Good.
He did all his stuff at University of New Mexico.
I often think about where we could be now if all of this wasn't suppressed 40, 50 years ago.
1970, man, that sweeping bill that was passed, the Controlled Substances Act. Whatever they did, they banned a bunch of shit that isn't even psychoactive. Right. They banned all kinds of stuff.
Ridiculous.
Meanwhile, Vioxx and fucking Wellbutrin and whatever the fuck else they can pump out, whatever they can make money off of. The problem with the DMT is it's everywhere, That's the main problem. It's in so many different plants. If it became a legal substance, people would just, it's here, and that, and this, and that. There's so many different plants. I mean, it would be crazy. And grasses, and trees, and roots, and vines, and it's all over the place.
It wants to be found.
It probably does. I always feel like when I do it, and then I come back and I talk about it on stage, I feel like it's fine to tell me to talk about it. You get more people to look into it. This is where you can reach the people that want to be reached.
Right.
You can reach the people that are curious, and you can inject ideas into people's heads that maybe won't materialize for a year or two, or it takes a while for them to grow and to germanize in their fucking dome. Just to think about the idea that there really is a powder that you can smoke that makes you talk to God. Like, is that real? That doesn't make sense. And if it does make sense, why am I hearing about it in the fucking punchline in Atlanta with the fucking can of walls, the photos of Kevin Rooney from fucking 1984 and Flip Word and all these guys.
Have you heard of Dr. Bruce Lipton?
Maybe.
The biology of belief. He's pioneered something called epigenetics, which is control above genetics. So it basically confirms everything mystics were saying about self-healing. And ozone energy is Wilhelm Reich. So all this is we're reaching like this singularity of knowledge. And because of computing, we can share it instantaneously.
Right.
Like you said, because of technology, the world was able to react to Katrina and be there on site. 9/11, we had that. Gulf of Tonkin. We've had these types of false flag events throughout time. But now we're quicker to the catch. We see what's going on. So.
Yeah, that is true that they have had these false flag events all throughout history, and in our own history, we've had many examples of it. The Northwoods Report, and how about what they're trying to do recently? They were trying to make some tanker. There was like Dick Cheney's people were trying to figure out some way to get people interested in attacking Iran, and they were going to have fake Iran boats attacking American troops. I mean, they were talking about figuring out a way to do that. It was a real proposal. And it goes back to that Northwoods thing. That's irrefutable shit that was signed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff from 1962. They were trying to get the United States interested in the war with Cuba. They were going to kill American civilians.
Sure.
They were going to blame it on the Cubans. That's nuts, man. That's crazy. That's real. And that people aren't going nutty.
That's used to get support from your own people, though.
People should be storming the White House with torches.
That's right.
They're like, show me what else you have, you fuck.
Yeah.
It's like everybody, cops, army, everybody should get together and go, wait a minute. The only way this shit will work is if we rise up. We need to fucking all band together and take these motherfuckers down and figure out what it is that they're planning, what they're doing, what they know, what they've done in the past. How much money are you making? Where do our taxes go? It's like nuts. The whole system is completely ridiculous.
Randall, can you tell you had mentioned to me about, was it the 60s when they had circled the Pentagon arm in arm and actually shut down the federal government?
Yeah, that was in May of 1971. Yeah, they did that. They encircled the Pentagon with arms locked. I saw it. I was there then. So that was the closest we've come in recent history to doing what you just said.
People are comfortable with their lives and they don't want to give up that comfort. They don't want to give up their mortgages. They don't want to go to jail. All they have to do is arrest a few of them. They give up hope. They have families. They have children. They have mortgages. They have lives and careers. They don't want to give it up. They have their lives. They don't want to give it up. ourselves out of this current system and the direction that we're going in is that we stop it. The system has to be stopped. And it's not going to be stopped because it's just not. There's too many incentives, there's too many people that are profiting, too many people that are enjoying a rich life because of the way the system works. They don't want to throw it into some socialism chaos and have everything restructured completely from the beginning. And then on top of that, to rely on people's goodwill and nature and their ability to work and their work ethic to contribute 100% so that it is an even environment. How the fuck do you redo the world? How do you retrain people that are born and bred on capitalism? How do you free slaves and tell them to go out and get an education? How do you do it? I mean, it's almost impossible. It almost takes a cataclysmic event. It almost takes some sort of a global catastrophe, whether it's a fucking meteor or a giant volcano. It almost takes something like that for us to try one more time. One more time. You know, not from scratch. You're not talking from scratch. You know, you still have the human mind developed as it is in 2008. It's still the 21st century mind and intelligence. It's just without the information that's been accumulated over the past, 10,000 years or whatever the fuck it's been since the last gigantic catastrophe. It's a human brain with just memories and myths and just a flash of the past. And you might pass a few of those stories on, and they might help the new people figure out how to get water out of the dangerous places, or how to fucking kill tigers with spears, or how to fish correctly. But it's gonna take a long motherfucking time before they figure out nuclear energy and the internet. But it's the same people probably. More than likely, right? Same people. When you look at what they did in Egypt, we can't even do that. We can't make that. So they were past us maybe. Maybe it is like a crazy race. You get further and further, boom, media, back to square one, right? But along the way, we kind of like get to it quicker every time. We get to it quicker, but in a different way. This time we're getting to it with technology, and this time we're getting to it with electronics and ethereal things like the internet and wireless applications of the internet and cell phones where you transfer video. I knew they had an internet too, but I thought that it was just for universities and stuff. So that's what they're interested in.
They use our funding for research, and then they sell it back to us.
So they had a Mount